but I do want to suggest that you go into this movie as blindly as possible and don't watch a trailer for it and just go see it.
What did you just say?
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another I'd Popcorn for That review. I'm Chris.
I'm Nick.
And we're talking about Strange Darling. So this was directed by J.T. Molnar, who I hadn't heard of before. He did do one other movie that I will be checking out, I'm sure. But this seems like his kind of big push to bigger things. So what's this movie about? It's going to be a little interesting to talk about. But what's this movie about?
Nothing is what it seems when a twisted one-night stand spirals into a serial killer's vicious murder spree.
That is a good way to
Good
put
description, yeah. I mean, it doesn't give away too much.
So this is one of those movies for me that I do, oddly enough, we're putting out a video about it, but I do want to suggest that you go into this movie as blindly as possible and don't watch a trailer for it and just go see it. If you like a kind of a gritty, kind of like a polished grindhouse movie kind of vibe, like feels like I was kind of getting like Death Proof vibes a little bit or something like that. It's a little gritty.
Yeah. Well, it was shot entirely on 35mm film, which was interesting and looked cool.
Yeah, I love the way it looks because of the 35mm, but also it's just shot really well, and this is the debut of Giovanni Ribisi as a cinematographer. So, like, he's an actor, if you don't know, but this is his first time being a cinematographer, and I really like the cinematography a lot. It's a simple, concise little story, but it's one that benefits a lot, like I said, from knowing as little as possible about it going into it, because it's given to us in 6 chapters and they're given out of order. It's non-linear storytelling here, and that's kind of the big hook.
Yeah. I didn't realize Giovanni Ribisi actually has a cast credit as well as Art Pallone. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is I saw that too, but I don't know who that is in the movie. So maybe I'll have to do a little digging.
Yeah, the only thing I could think, which I don't think it was him, there was a scene where they're in a hotel and there's a guy on the balcony, and they look like a cowboy type of guy, and he has like one line, but I feel like that was an older gentleman. But maybe
I can see him just sneaking himself in there for a little cameo. But so the main cast is Willa Fitzgerald and Kyle Gallner, and then the supporting cast is Barbara Hershey and Ed Begley Jr. as Genevieve and Frederick. But the main two are the majority of the movie who you're with, and they only are screen credited as the lady and the demon.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really interesting for a couple of reasons, and most of them I can't say without spoiling things. But I really like that they're named that way, and I like that we spend I like these kind of like small contained movies with a limited cast. I was just really impressed with the whole thing. It just took me off guard. It was really refreshing. It felt very raw and real, and the acting, the showcased here, especially from the main two, like I said, Willa Fitzgerald and Kyle Gallner, was just like exceptional to me. And this is kind of one of my favorites of the year, man. I don't know, where are you at with it?
I don't know, this is one of my favorites of the year. I did think it was really interesting movie, and they did it really well, like in the chapter form, like you said, skipping around, because at first I was like, well, what, I get it, like I get the story, and now we're just jumping around in a weird order, and it's like, oh, I don't get the story, okay. So, yeah, I mean,
it could have been very simple.
Yeah, and I thought it was, and they make it seem like it is, but maybe it's not.
So the only thing that holds me back is the biggest thing holding me back is because the performances are all great. There's so much positive to say for me. The only thing that holds me back is I just have to see on a second watch how much power there is in like the first time watch aspect of this.
Right.
Because
once you know
the thing, then you know the thing. And but I think the movie that everybody's going to think of, I don't know about everybody, but the movie that I think of is Barbarian. I went into that raw without knowing anything about it. I hadn't seen a trailer. I just heard buzz online about it, and I went and saw it, and it blew me away. And I have gone and rewatched that, and I do still like it on rewatch. You can't get that initial impact back, but I'll still like it. Right. So I think this will be one of those where I still like it and appreciate it for what it is. I think you could still have a good movie here if it had been told in order, but it makes it really cool that they tell it out of order.
Right. Yeah.
And that is the big hook here. So is it a one trick pony? I think it's not. I don't think it's its only trick, because if it was me and I was Hollywood and I'm watching this happen, I think Willa Fitzgerald's star power just went a lot higher, because this really showcased an actor that I wasn't aware of. I didn't see the Fall of House of Usher. I know that's a thing a lot of people know her
Oh,
from.
right.
I didn't watch that show.
I don't remember who she was in there. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I did watch.
I think
that
she's
show.
a young version of a character that's mostly an adult in the show,
Okay.
so you might have not, really noticed her.
Yeah.
But this really made her, like a great leading performance from her. And Kyle Gallner has just making some cool choices, even if they're not like it's not like perfect, but I like the kind of choices he's making. He's taking risks. The Passenger that we just reviewed not that long ago was great. The biggest thing that like took me out a little bit was there were some times where this thing tried to do comedy a little, and there's this guy Stephen Michael Quezada that was on Dexter.
And no.
Oh right, yeah. Or
He's
no,
like a cop.
no. He was on.
Wasn't it Dexter?
It was Breaking Bad. He was Gomez.
Oh, he was on Breaking Bad. He was a DEA agent on Breaking Bad. That whole thing kind of took me out a little bit. It was like they were trying to be a little goofy in a movie that otherwise like has no goofiness in it at all.
Yeah, and
so
I feel like the ending might have been kind of the weaker part of the movie for me as well. Like, it kind of was reminding me of In a Violent Nature, when it's like, okay, yeah, we get it. Let's wrap it up.
But yeah, I don't know. For me, this just felt like one of those movies that I will, as simple as it is, as stripped down as it is, as low budget as it is. Like I said, it felt like a grindhouse type movie in story and everything, but it was all the right parts were polished. So it like the acting was polished, the storytelling was polished, and it was told in. And I loved just the aesthetic of it, like you said, with a 35 millimeter, but also like the font choice of the title credits and the sound design. It just felt it was what I wanted out of this kind of thing. I kind of like a simple story like this. Sometimes it just feels raw and showcases the acting of some really good actors. So not a whole lot to say about it without everything else is a spoiler, and it's such a spoiler it ruins it.
And
it ruins it.
Definitely a movie worth going and seeing in the theater.
Yeah, there's not a ton in theaters right now. If you've already seen Deadpool and Wolverine and you've already seen Alien Romulus, why not support something like this that's small, a little $4 million budget, and I think this is just right up my alley, so it might be up your alley too. But so what is that? Sounds like you'll be a little lower than me, but what's that translate to in a score for you?
I think I'm gonna go with like a 7.5, maybe, leaning up there a little bit.
I'm gonna possibly rewatch this movie later and regret that I'm going quite this high, but I got to give it an 8.5. Man, I really liked it a lot. So we'll see how it holds up. I kind of want to rewatch a lot of the movies from this year, but man, I had a blast in the theater with this one, and I watched Blink Twice and Strange Darling in the same day, and I just really left like buzzing about Strange Darling, and kind of that was the one I left thinking about more. So not to say anything negative about Blink Twice, but that was the thing that like stuck with me and feels like it'll be the more memorable experience of the year. So yeah, just a fun time.
I'm in control.
But yeah, we appreciate you watching, guys. We'll have another video very soon, I'm sure. If you haven't subscribed already, we'd love to have you a subscriber, and comment down below. Let us know if you've seen this movie or if you've seen Blink Twice. We'll link to both videos in each video, so you can check them both out. But yeah, we hope to see you in the next one, guys. Thanks.
Yep.